and I am going to introduce the lovely Alma. She is an amazing soul, and I consider her a really close friend. And she has released her book recently, which I hope she's going to talk about. And I have invited her today because she is a style expert, and her book is all about how to really embrace your own style and capture that energy in the way that you dress. And I'm going to hand it over to her. I'm going to make her the host. So Alma, take it away. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and to support you. Your book is so incredibly important, and I'm so excited for people to read it and truly experience the message that you are wanting to express, right? Which is that really important piece of self-love in our life, because without that, then everything it kind of collapses, right? And it's so funny. We were in a course together, in a program together, and so many people were like, "Oh, I'm having money issues. Oh my God, I realized this is all related to self-love. I'm having issues with food. Oh wait, it all comes down to self-love." So in the end, everything is related to that, right? So that's why I was so excited when we were talking about like collaborating and helping you and support you in this launch, because I was like, duh, like our message is so connected, right? It's part of who we are, and just because we believe and we truly believe in what we are spreading out there, you are in the ways of nutrition and more self-love, and I use style as an excuse to truly pay tribute to who we are, which in the end it's 100% self-love. And when we're talking about what we were going to be sharing today and what would be good for me, and you were like, you mentioned the word empowerment, and I was like, well, I think I can talk one or two things about that. Talking about the word tribute and empowerment, for me, those are two words that were truly channeled when I was writing my book that you were mentioning, right? Because I've been an image consultant for 10 years, but I always had that message coming all the time, like bugging me, like, come on, like you need to share this part of the message, that there is always much more. It wasn't about the clothes, because to be honest, I'm a busy mom. I've got a busy life, and I can be maybe, I don't know, I can be wearing the same clothes for days, but I always tell people it's really not about the clothes, but how you feel inside of them. And to me, using clothes as a way to pay tribute to who we truly are, it's 100% related with empowerment and getting out the door and feeling 100% confident, but not from the place of, oh, you got to feel confident, da, da, da. I don't like that, because somebody cannot just feel confident. It doesn't go like that, right? It comes from this inner reassurance that you feel connected with who you are. And when you operate from that space, really nobody can shake you. You can be wearing anything, that as long as it's connected with your true essence, nobody can shake that tower. Let's put it that way. It can't crumble, right? So
absolutely. We were watching, sorry to interrupt, but we were watching 60 Minutes, I think it was, on the other night, and they were talking about Gucci, and the lead designer, he was talking about empowerment, and they were saying, well, what, your clothes look so bizarre, like why have you chosen to use that? And he said it's all about empowerment. So I love that you talked about that and are speaking into that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please, yeah, and please chime in, because I like conversation. So to me, and this is the I'm so glad that you're mentioning this, because this is the reason why it took me so long to write a book, because I've always, even me, had seen that block between seeing clothes as that superficial, almost lavish thing, compared to what I was receiving, that I needed to share, that we can actually use, that they have a vibration. And when we dress from a place of honoring who we truly are, and understanding that we can actually use clothes to bring out our most favorite features, then everything clicks and everything changes. And yes, I am a big fan of doing inner work first. I don't think this is all about, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get a piece that I like and put it on and that's it. I don't like, I'm not talking about that. Like, what I'm talking about is much deeper work. I understand, but this is just to show how deep we can go with clothes. Like, it's not just about, oh yeah, that looks nice, then just put it on, right?
Right, exactly. So I was like, I'm sorry, I'm muted. Yes, exactly. So that's why I dedicated a chapter in Reclaim the Rebel to talk about the importance of how we dress. And you're correct, it's not just about, what we put on our bodies and, if we're following a trend, or, wearing the latest designer gear and therefore we are expensive, we are valuable. It's about encapsulating our own energy. And by doing the inner work, in addition to, really dialing in how we're adorning our bodies, then we can really capture the essence of who we are. So how do we do this? Like, how do we start to use the way that we dress to kind of get that sense of self-confidence and really show the world and show ourselves who we really are? How do we start doing that?
So to me, it all starts with understanding that if we have a vision for ourselves, it's because it's already within us. And when we are able to understand that that is also us, that it's not something unreachable, that it's, if you have it in your mind, there is a reason for that. Your vision is not the same as mine. So that is gold, okay? Then the next step is understanding that there is something standing between that vision that you have and where you are right now. It might be your like an identity that you might be holding towards wanting to feel safe, what people are going to say. Maybe another one of, oh, I just don't want to waste this, or I'm just going to keep it. And then you end up with a wardrobe full of clothes that have nothing to do with yourself right now. Like, it can be so many reasons. So it's also about self-awareness and understanding that if you have that vision, then let's work towards it. And when you are able to spot what might be standing between those 2 points, then you can maybe have realizations in so many areas in your life too, right? So it's not only about those clothes. And then once we are able to do that, understanding that you can use clothes to highlight what I was talking about, instead of using them to camouflage what we don't want, right? It's just a matter of attention. Because many times, and I call it my highlight this guy's twist, okay? Because so many times when we focus on highlighting assets that we have, it might be our lips, it might be our face, our hair, it might be our arms. So many women tell me their shoulders. It can be so many areas. Okay, when we focus on that, the eye just plays a game. It's just a visual game. Unconsciously, the eye will just overpass any area that you might not want to bring attention to. And it's the same with height. It's the same with it's the same with so many things. So a very simple rule that I use every single time, it's keep it simple. That's I'm a big fan of that, especially if you don't feel super like, oh, I'm not fashioning. Okay, no, I'm not gonna buy that. If you have a vision, you have it inside of you. Okay, so keep it simple. You want to do a monochromatic outfit, just do it. Let's just do a whole color from head to bottom, and use details and little pops to bring the attention to where you want. Like, for instance, today, like I'm here and I want to be on Zoom, and I want people to make it easy for them to come to see my face, right? So I'm wearing a pattern that I just know that it brings a lot of my personality. It makes me feel myself. And then a necklace that is framing the shape of my face. So honoring that, always focusing on honoring who you are, instead of looking at what looks good on somebody else or what looks good on your mother or your sister. It doesn't matter. We are all different. And this is a very important bit that I want to bring out. And it's that I believe that we look the way we look in this lifetime for a reason. And if you think about it, like Lizzie, you know, like the lessons that we've learned just because of our physique and how it fits into our conception of how it should look, or how people talk about our body. There is a reason, and when you realize, it comes full circle. And when you reach to that point where you're able to surrender and understand that this is you, there is nobody else like you here, and you dress from that space, that's when the confidence and the empowerment comes, because there is nobody else who can put up that piece on that body like you are doing.
I love that. So what I'm hearing you saying is really just kind of like letting go of the shoulds. Stop shitting on yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Let go of that comparison and go within and go, well, what really represents me? What image do I have for myself? And where do I want to go in order to achieve that? Like, you know, do I want to show off my amazing legs? Do I want to show off my beautiful face? And then do it. Let go of that judgment and just do it. Make like a Nike ad.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I always say, go where you feel comfortable and maybe push it a bit more. And look at the picture. If you don't like it, take a picture. I always say take a picture because it's easier for us to see like how it's going to look. If you don't like it, then just change it, but experiment, have fun. Where is the fear? Who cares? Who cares? This is your body. This is your life. Just have fun. Just take off all the pressure, all that stigma that if you're not stylish, you can just, like, I don't know, mix and match colors or patterns. Just go for it, you know?
I love that, because it feels so heavy to even think about it, you know, the way that you described it, you know, trying to fit a certain thing that you have in your mind that you should have, and, you know, holding on to clothes that maybe you feel like you should keep. It just feels so heavy, and then just letting it go and having that freedom, that just feels so light and fun, and that's what you radiate. And I think that's really what we all want for ourselves, right? And I love that you've kind of like said, you know, this is a process. It's not something that you can kind of just do, you know, overnight, because it can feel kind of overwhelming to do it, you know, all of a sudden and just completely change your appearance. And some people do that, and, you know, that works for them, but other people maybe want to kind of stair step it so it does feel comfortable. So, you know, I love that idea of sort of picking out one thing and just trying it on. And if not, what's the worst that can happen? You try something else. So I think that's really, really great. So what do you find is the biggest limitation for women and men when it comes to embracing their style?
Oh, confidence and the absolute disconnection of personality and style. The fact that we've been conditioned since we are little to believe that clothes are just like an external thing, and the fight, I think it's sad because it's a missing opportunity, right? So I use, like, clothes are part of my ritual in the morning. Okay, so I sit in meditation, I do my hypnosis, I do most days, I do take a bath, and it's my meditation time. And in that time, I actually channel the color that is going to help me heal that day and feel more expansive. And
You hear
expensive.
that, ladies? You hear that? She is a really, really busy mum. She has moved from Australia to Phoenix in the last month. She's written a book and released it in the last 2. And she takes time for herself to have that ritual, and to and in doing so, that is creating the life and the self-love that you radiate. And so, yeah, I just wanted to highlight that, because
Yeah,
I know,
and well, that's, to be honest, it takes me up to 2 hours to do that. But without that ritual, I can't function. Like this morning, we had to get out of the, because we have to get our social security number here in the US. Like we have to do all this stuff. And this morning, I had time for only like a 5-minute, and that's it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm not as much on top of everything as I was yesterday, just because I was able to get this time. So it's okay. Of course, I'm a mom. I can't do it every day, and I'm not feeling like sad or pity for myself. But it's so important, and really understanding that this is a time to honor our body, and to rent to like a rendition, and a gratefulness moment. And yes, I use clothes to finish that up, and to understand that each day I feel a different color, and I want to use it, even if it's a crystal inside my bra. I'm sorry, like I can do that too. I did that yesterday. So and then at the end of the day, you realize it's like, oh, that's why I needed to wear that color today. Like sometimes it's like that, or sometimes I maybe I haven't really thought about it, and then I'm meditating and a color comes to me and I'm already wearing it. So I'm so into the vibrations of color and our own energy, and also the energy into the day, so I believe that's a really important factor on feeling centered and feeling that connection, like inner outer connection. That's what I use.
that's awesome. I love that. Like, put a crystal in your bra and then go rock the day. That's so awesome. And so you talk about kind of the power of color, and what kind of colors do you find are great for feeling empowered and feeling kind of confident in your body? Are there any particular colors, or does it really vary on a daily basis?
Now, it really depends on each person's energy, and then within each person's energy, then each day, like normally something will inspire you. Okay, so I do really believe that we all have a certain palette that highlights our natural features, and that is our eyes and everything. This is the thing, I don't really follow a traditional like system on like just wear your season, da, 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 da. I actually see the energy on people, and I'm able to help them understand that this is all about feeling the energy of the color and feeling how it feels on you, because nobody else is going to wear it but you. So what I do with my clients is I help them understand and flex that muscle, and see how it feels. Because otherwise, when I started in the industry, I would put just colors on people and they'd be like, oh yeah, it looks good, da da da. It's too hard. A month later, they are back wearing their black gray palette.
Right, right. And I find that too with nutrition, I think a lot of people yo-yo in a lot of respects. They kind of set out with this really strong intention of, yeah, I'm going to make that change in my diet, my clothes, whatever. And it's really unsustainable because it doesn't fit them and their lifestyle. And, it's too superficial. So I love that you pointed that out, and it's nice to know that as an expert, I'm not alone. It happens in other kind of areas. So really, what do you do to kind of overcome that? You personalize, right, to your clients and really kind of go deep.
Because in the end, it's like a diet, right? Like you can't say, okay, just go on the Atkins diet and get back to me. Good luck, I know you don't like that one.
She knows. Like, nope, we can have carbs are good.
I know. But yeah, so you can't expect the person to feel motivated or compelled into that diet when it's just putting a cookie cutter onto one person and just say, and now just follow that and you're going to see the results, just like all these other millions of people who have. Okay, no, not really. Each body is completely different. So it's just like that with style, 100%. I don't believe at all in style rules, like at all. I believe in having fun. I believe in having your principles, understanding that light colors bring attention, that details bring attention, that certain fabrics will help you match better your complexion, that certain patterns bring out different features in your face. Yes, but not following the rules, because I was the first one overwhelmed when I started in the industry and I was supposed to be the expert. But it just doesn't work that way. This is all about having fun, and it's like food, right? When you know what works for your body, then have fun. Just don't follow like all the recipes that, I don't know, that come in that book. Just mix and match and enjoy. That's what's food for me. Like, I just love it so much. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna eat garbage every day because I know what makes me feel energized, right? So same with colors, same with certain fabrics, same with so much, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what you're really saying is that you need to rebel. It's fun to rebel.
Basically.
Rebel. And I just love how it's kind of like, when you go to a store and you're searching through the rack, you get to choose how you dress your body. You get to choose how you nourish your body. You get to choose the thoughts that you have, just like going through a rack of clothes. You get to pick. And that, I think, is the secret to empowerment. It's just like, no, I'm not going to follow these rules. I'm going to make up my own rules. And that's where the magic is. So
Exactly. Always knowing what your body's asking for. Just like with food, as I said, always knowing where the energy is, like what feels lighter for you, what feels good, what makes you connect to areas in your life or parts of your personality that make you smile, that make your heart sing. That's to me all it matters, because that's what's really going to transpire, and that's how you're going to make a bigger impact, or not like not necessarily a bigger impact like in terms of being an entrepreneur, because a lot of people aren't, right? But more like in terms of really making the most of this time as you on this earth, right? As you, as Lizzie, and me as Alma on this earth, like really reaching that higher potential, right? Right. So that's how I see it.
And the more that we do this, the more other people can do it, right? So we are kind of the catalyst. So, you are not only going kind of full circle to what we were talking about earlier, you're not only kind of like doing it for yourself and honoring who you are, you're also helping other people by, modeling it and going first and being like, all right, let's do it a different way. And I think it's the most beautiful thing, that it's a matter of, not only, boosting ourselves to our highest potential, but also helping other people. So that segues nicely into me asking you, how can people reach out and work with you? Tell us about your book.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So yeah, I recently wrote a book. It's called Style Power. Unlock the connection between your soul and your wardrobe and set yourself free in style. So obviously our books are so connected, because this is all about that, rebelling and really understanding that you can set your own rules, right? And really set yourself free. No matter if we're talking about clothes, if we're talking about any other thing, this is all about finding you and in everything you do. So you can find my book in stylepowerbook.com, but you can find it on Amazon as well, Alma Burrero. And then people can reach out. I'm on Instagram all the time, Alma Burrero, and my website is almaburrero.com. So there it is.
I love it. I love it. And I will send out links and social media handles and things like that when I send out the recording of this. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Alma. You are just so amazing, such an inspiration. I remember when we first met, I was just like, oh my goodness, she's just such an amazing person, and just, you just radiate what I kind of want everyone to have, and that is unconditional love for your body. So thank you, Alma, for being here and for sharing your expertise. And I thoroughly encourage everybody to go follow Alma, to go buy her book. And I just want to say a big thank you for you.
Thank you so much. And good luck.
Of course. Thank you. Take care, everybody, and I will speak to you soon.